Okay, so excuse the bra straps. I'm pretty sure that a lot of girls know the struggle. But I was thinking about, redoing my hair. But in honor of Mother's Day, since this is how Mommaw sees me all the time, I figured, why not? Just keep it. I mean, it doesn't look that horrible, right? Right? But, in honor of Mother's Day, I thought I'd sort of, dedicate this to, well, uh, Mommaw and my biological mother, Brandy, have joked in the past that, Brandy basically had me for Mommaw, which is basically true because I lived with Mommaw most of my life. Yeah, when I was younger, I can remember Mommaw was my favorite person to visit. Whenever we were going to visit Mommaw or Mommaw was coming to visit us, I'd just be like, yay! So, at Mommaw's house, which is this house, I had this special cup. It was a clear cup with a whole bunch of yellow smiley faces all over it, and a yellow top with came with a straw. And I remember having it filled with either just milk or orange juice. And Mom, Dad, me, and DJ this table, this yellow table. And we had our little seats, our little plastic chairs, and we would have our cousin Kaylee over. We have two cousins Kayleys. The Kaylee that would normally come over would be Mommaw's daughter Nancy's granddaughter Kaylee. So we'd always have like little what we called tea parties, but we would just have a whole bunch of Oreos and milk, or some Chips Ahoy and milk, and a lot of my baby pictures are either taken here with Mommaw's old camera. And by old, I mean like it's one of those that you pull the photo out and then you like let it dry. That kind of camera. And they're either taken here, or they're with DJ, and Mommaw got them taken. Like most of the pictures that include me and DJ, Mommaw got them taken. So, that should tell you something. I mean, there are some pictures, like the picture of DJ in her little cheerleader outfit, which was just a cheerleader like skirt and a shirt that had a cheerleader on it. That ended up being one of my hand-me-downs. But that one is from our house in Kimberly. But most of our pictures are either here or in a professional place. But I remember that that Mommaw was one of the first people that we came to after I cut my head open. I cut my head really bad on the driveway in Kimberly. And I was this close to needing stitches, according to the ER doctor. And I remember that Mommaw was one of the first people that we went to. I can remember Brandy just describing the frequency of the application of ointment that I was supposed to be having. And Mommaw just being real concerned and worried because she was like, "You cut your head." Because when I cut my head, I ended up bleeding onto an entire dish rag, and it was one of those long dish rags that you are supposed to dry the dishes off with. And that's a lot of blood, and to almost needing stitches, that was kind of serious. But I'm still here, right? So I swear, like, I'm so accident prone and I cut myself so much that I have told Mommaw and my therapist and everyone that because normally my blood pressure is elevated a little and my heart rate when paramedics check it or when the nurse checks it is really high, like my heart is beating really fast, and I'm like, it's beating fast because it's pumping all that extra blood that it knows I'm gonna lose. So, yeah, my mom knows I'm accident prone. Every single time that I get cut or something, by now she's just like, again. And I'm just like, well, I almost made it a full half day. So, yeah. And I remember the day that Mommaw got me from Hillcrest. It was the same day that we were getting DJ from her group home, and we met up at McDonald's. She came to Hillcrest, but we had to meet up with DJ's people at McDonald's. And that's right, DJ, you were so fancy, you had your own people. But what happened was when we had old Betsy, which was in a really old car, Mole locked the keys in the car, so we had to call someone. You okay, Pooh Bear? Okay. I mean, it helped that we were stopping for McDonald's, but, we had to call someone. But, I was so attached to Mommaw because Mommaw was one of the few people that showed me security and safety and comfort and love. And before that, I never really felt safe. I didn't trust my parents. I didn't trust I didn't trust any form of law enforcement. I didn't trust paramedics. I didn't trust my biological dad's side of the family. I had so much social anxiety that I just could not talk to any of my family except for Mommaw and DJ. And when we got him, Pooh Bear. But, I always cried and started a tantrum every time Mommaw would drop me off in kindergarten and first grade because I didn't want to leave her. And also, DJ and I were moved to different foster homes, and then we were given back to our parents, and then we were taken away again. So I had never really felt like I actually had a forever home, I guess you could say. But with Mommaw, I did. And Mommaw would always come in and she'd have to switch beds because if she didn't, one of us would feel left out. And when DJ and I were sharing a room, and we'd had story time before bed, and sometimes she'd tell us the stories, sometimes she'd let us make up the stories. I always made up the stories because I felt that DJ just did not have any imagination. Like, I seriously told her that because I was a very criticizing little 6-year-old. So, I mean, and DJ had always had fluency issues and reading issues, so she didn't really know how to say words. She didn't have an extended vocabulary. But Mommaw, if we started bickering about that, or we wouldn't be quiet and go to sleep after the story, she would scare us into sleeping by saying that the old hairy woman would come and get us because the old hairy woman that lived in the forest got children who weren't asleep. And when you're a little, like, 5 or 6-year-old that's surrounded by a wooded area, that's like in a wooded area, like surrounded by bunches of trees that are forest-like, that really scares you. And also, like, if we weren't good, she said that the wolf was coming to get us. The big bad wolf from the Three Little Pigs story was coming off the train to get us, and there's a train track, like, behind our house that you can see the train going when we're driving out and when we're coming back. So that terrified us. More me than DJ, because DJ was, again, you know, like that tough kind of girl. So, I mean, but, Mommaw would get real mad, when DJ and I would get in trouble. But she still loved us. And she would get sort of annoyed because I did have a lot of accidents on the bed. Because I did have a lot of nightmares back then. Because when you have a vivid imagination, or a wild imagination, I mean, I'm just saying, it ain't really fun when it comes to going to sleep. Because you can think of all sorts of things, good and bad. And, you know, mixed with our past, it's most likely gonna be bad. But she still washed the sheets all the time because I didn't know how to do laundry, still don't. And she's the one that's taken care of me my whole life. When I woke up in the middle of the night because I had extreme back pain, so I was really sick, she would wake up. She would be like really groggy and irritated, but she would still help me and DJ. And she's truly a gift and an amazing person. And even though we do have our ups and downs, because I'm seriously not going to even try to pretend that we're perfect, that everything's going completely great, completely perfect, but we get through it. And she's one of my best friends. I still, even though her bed is now firmer because she got a new mattress from her sister that is a firm mattress, I'm still breaking it in. I still, you know, go in there and bounce onto it because I just can't get on her bed normally. I have to just like, so still do that. And just like sometimes I'll just plop like face down, just be like, oh, and she'll be like, my baby. and just like pat me. So, and we have our little moments where we're just joking and laughing, and we have fun times. We do. And sometimes, half the time, my weirdness makes her laugh. Other times it makes her, roll her eyes and sigh really big. But, I'll take what I can get. Because, and I go outside at like 11 because it finally started snowing and I don't have any gloves, but I'm still writing something in the snow with my bare hands, and she goes outside to that. I mean, you gotta love her for not getting mad at me. Just, calling me a crazy person for doing that. But yeah. Mommaw is a really kind heart, too. She's so open-minded and so caring, and she gives to so many people, and she's made so many sacrifices, I know, for me and for her sister and for my sister DJ, and I am still trying to figure out how to make it up to her, how to pay her back. She's just truly an amazing person, and I know that when God sent her here, even though it's only been for about near 8 decades, that it was hard saying goodbye temporarily to one of his angels. She's, again, one of my best friends. I can tell her everything. She's the one that'll, stay and talk about stuff. Like in the beginning stages of a friendship with Dylan, I had a lot of anxiety about that, and she helped me and talked me through it. And, actually, if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been able to even meet him. Of course, my Aunt Mary. Without her, I wouldn't have the friends I have. I wouldn't be going to the school I'm going to. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have. I wouldn't have this home that I have literally grown up in. So, my Mommaw has given me a lot. And even though everyone else says Mom and I say Mom, I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. So, happy Mother's Day, everyone. And don't forget to wish a happy Mother's Day to your mother. No matter who they are, who you call your mother. Bye.